Okay, now that we have login and sign up working, I did forget to add one thing from the previous video, is that right now it forces you to log in every single time, which is pretty annoying because you should be able to keep your session. So the way we do that, Supabase actually has a functionality called on-off state change. So we're going to create a component, use effect a component that, oh wow, does ChatGPT listen? That's funny. What it does is it's just always running, and then if you already have a session token which has a user ID on it, we could just call get user and then redirect home already. And this is going to be called a lot more in development because it's just constantly refreshing. But this is also super helpful in obviously in prod as well. So what we want to do is make sure we clean up this function as well. So Supabase on-off state change, we want to if event equals sign in get user. I guess right now we only really care about if there's a session token. If no session, return. Else, get the user. So get that user, and then in get user, we're already getting the user, setting the user, routing to the home page. So we could see even if we reload, let's try to hard reload, it will automatically redirect us home. And then if we go to profile and we could add const sign out, and then we do a button to sign out just to see if this works. So sign out, did we do a redirect to auth? Let's double check. So sign out, router.push auth, you set the user to null. Okay, so let's go here, click, ooh, ugly sign out. Class name, text white. So we do and click sign out. So let's log back in. Let's see if I remembered the password. I did, yes. Okay, there we go. So now we added our sign out. So we also could do user, since we're here. Nerd. Okay, next thing we want to do is add the camera functionality. And so let's just go to the documentation. Expo, nope, not that one. Camera. So we're going to add the camera. And we're going to do npx install Expo. I'm going to reset our server. And then we have to add this to the app.json, so Expo camera plugins. So we're going to copy and paste this. App.json plugins. We already got Expo router. And we're going to add Expo camera. So this one is a little tougher because you can't test out the camera in Expo Go. So I'm going to connect my device and have it screen share here. So you'll see this in a second. Go to our camera tab, and we're going to import camera. We're actually going to do camera view. we don't need the camera title. Use an example. So basic usage camera. So we have camera view, camera type, use camera permissions, set facing, back, front permissions, request permissions. So for the purposes of this, let's just copy and paste this. Oof. So let's try this. Ooh, flip camera. Yeah, let's try this. So this is my actual device, the screen recording, so that I can actually try to So this is one of the main reasons why it's great to use Expo, because you can download Expo Go on. Okay. So you can use Expo Go on your phone and test out things like you wouldn't be able to test out on the device. So let's do. Oh, there we go. Let's fix a few things. So we don't want to use the style sheets. So styles that container. I don't know what happened with that view, but I do know class name is not going to work on camera view. Class name doesn't work on every single component. It only works on certain ones like touchable opacity, view. If you have any custom ones, it's definitely not going to work. And then, so what is this doing? It's flipping the camera toggle. Okay. So instead of flip camera, we're going to find an icon. Expo icons, camera. Import. Here we go. A little too small though. And then we also want to take a photo. So camera, just do camera. So that'll toggle. Styles that button. Okay, so I don't know why we need row. And then button container, flexor, I don't know. Okay, so button container, we're going to do class name. This we're going to do flex row. There we go. Okay, so in this row, we also want to not just reverse, but we also want to take the photo itself. So let's add one more, and then do button. Oh, there we go. This is what I wanted. Radio button on. Hey, there we go. That's what I wanted. There we go. Okay. So what I wanted to do was put this in the middle. So this will be a button, not to toggle. I want that to be the record button. And so let's add the functionality to be able to actually record from this camera view. So let's just make a fake is recording, and then is recording. another button. Okay, so what I wanted to do, let's just say, let's do pause circle. There we go. So if it's recording, then we want to show the pause dash circle. Let's do red. Okay, so on click, I want to pause. So it's not doing anything yet, but at least we are letting the user know what is going on. And then instead of just set is recording, let's put some action to that. So let's create a new function called const record video. And we could just replace this one. So to make this a little bit cleaner, actually. Could just keep the same touchable opacity. If it's not recording, it's white. If it is recording, red. Okay. Outside of just toggling this, let's do, oh, we need to create a reference to our camera object. So we're going to create a ref, camera ref, and then up here, const camera ref equals camera view react dot camera ref. First we need react, that would help. So we have our camera reference, and on that camera reference object, we have the ability to start recording. So if it is recording, stop recording. But if it is, start recording. And then const assign this video, start recording. No, record async. Record async, okay. Pause preview, pauses the camera, preview is not recommended to take picture async. Okay. So we want to record and then stop recording. So record, stop recording. We have this video. And then we're going to log the video itself. So let's try this now. So now we're going to record and then stop. Mode, oh. Mode video. Let's try this. Ah. Man, that's annoying. Doesn't even throw an error. Okay. So there we go. So in the camera view, which I'm not even sure they had that in the example. That's why the examples are great to a point. Okay, so camera view, mode video, camera reference, facing, not facing. So once we start recording, when we go into the video URI, we have that file. So the next thing we want to do is actually save that file. So once we're done recording it, and so we want to give the user the ability to actually opt out. You don't want to save it right away as soon as it's done. So you want to maybe replace it with a checkbox. So check circle, checkmark circle. Okay, so what we can do is let's store the URI, video URI, set video URI. Okay, so if there's a video URI, we don't want to show the record button, which ChatGPT suggested, but instead we want to replace this with a save video and a checkbox. What is a check mark circle? And then create a new function called save video. And then let's just log video URI. Okay. So now we're recording. We paused. It's done recording, but now that we have a video URI, let's log it, log out. Okay. So now we actually have to take an action on this video URI. So this is where the storage buckets come into play. First, we got to create a bucket. So we're going to go to Supabase, storage. We have no buckets just yet. Let's do videos. Don't want it to be a public bucket. And save. And you want to make sure you have the right policies on this. So this was the confusing part when I first got started. You want to be able to actually give people the ability to add stuff to the bucket. And you only want it to be able to add stuff to their bucket. So we want to have a bucket per user. And we have a couple example policies here. Allow access to JPEG images in a public folder. Nope. Give access to users only the top level folder as named as a UU or UID. So this is what we want. We want to give access only the users to update that bucket, but we want to give everyone the ability to read that bucket that's authenticated. So let's just add this one for now. So this is a template. We could do select, insert, update, delete. You definitely don't want to do this in production, but for right now, it works. And so bucket ID, storage name, private, no. So in the auth role is authenticated. And now we have the policy to be able to update that bucket if you're authenticated. And remember, just for testing purposes only. And then we want to create a form. So in order to upload images or videos, we have to create a form and then append that video object to the form, and then to be able to upload that as well. So first we're going to const form data. So we're going to create a new form, and then let's see if this is right. Form data dot append a file. The URI is the video URI. Yes. Type video MP4. Actually, no, it's .mov here, and then the name is video.mp4. So we'll save this, but then we're gonna change this a little bit. So const file name equals the video URI split, and we want to get the last. We want this last part to save, so that's where .split .pop. So that will be this last part, and that's going to be our file name. And we're going to put that into name instead. And then we can actually get the extension by doing, instead of MP4, we're going to do file name.split.pop. So this file name will be E6 blah blah blah, and the extension, we're going to split it on the period and then get the last item, which is movie, so video MOV file, and we're going to append it URI. And then, so now we have that form. Now we have to push that form up to Supabase. So we're going to do const the same type of format we have for all the Supabase stuff. Let's turn this async. So Supabase, let's import Supabase. Why does it keep suggesting lib? Okay. Let's get this in. So from videos is the name of our bucket. we want to upload the file and the form, and we want to add one thing actually. We want to add cache control. So cache control is, we don't want to like, this video, once it's uploaded, it's not going to change that often, so we want to be able to cache it for a long period of time to save on storage costs. Upsert false. So we just want to push it up. If error console.error equals error, so at least we know what's going on. And then actually, let's just see if that works first before we go to the next step. The next step after this would be actually pushing it to the database. So once it's saved in the storage, we want to be able to save that file in a row in our table, in our video table as well. So let's try this first. So if our that's console log data. Okay. So let's try to reload. Go to the camera. Let's record. And then try to save it. And full path videos ID. So that looks like it worked. So let's go to storage, videos. Hey, there we go. So here's our video. Forward. So our video is in, oh, just the general bucket. We didn't put it in an actual. So actually what we want to do is put us in, this would work, but we don't want to give everyone the ability to update this. So we want to store each video. Actually, you know what? I guess it's not that big a deal, but we want to be able to give the, right now everyone authenticated can update this photo. So the idea is that we have buckets with user IDs, and then you put the videos in each user bucket so that they can update it. But in this scenario, this works just fine actually. So we're just going to keep it as is. Okay, so next step, we have the file. So what we want to do is copy this full path and save it as a row in the video, so that when we go to the home screen, we can actually fetch that video and show it in the feed. So now we're going to actually do a regular insert. So error. Only problem with having the same thing, we have to rename it video error. Okay, so then we're going to Supabase from videos. That's not the table name. Video. We need a title, URI, and then user ID. So we need URI from, I guess we just need the path. We don't need the full path. So we're going to data.uri, or no, data.path. And then user ID equals, oh, we can import. So and this is why we created our user context, because we're going to be using this a lot. Auth provider. This is why you can't trust ChatGPT. Always give me something wrong. And then we got user.id. And what else do we need? Title. So title will just be null for right now. Title. Test title here. So we get title, URI, and user ID. Title, URI, user ID. Created at gets automatically created. ID gets automatically created. And then we want to log if there's anything from any errors from the video. And we want to get rid of this log. Get rid of this. Let's try this again. Record, pause. We want to keep it. And video. Oh. The table is named wrong, of course. I wish you would yell at you for that. Let's try this again. There we go. So I didn't have to re-record. It's the same video. It got re-uploaded. And now it's in our database. Nice. Okay, so now we have our video. So the next thing would be to just dismiss this on... Actually, one other thing I want to do here, which is kind of cool, is to be able to turn this camera view into an actual modal, because right now it's not super clear. Like, you want it to take over the whole screen. I don't want it to show this bottom part. But the hard part here is that it's actually in the bottom tab, so you can't put a tab, you can't put like a modal directly in the tab itself, so you have to put a stack screen inside the tab. So we're going to do that real quick, and I'll show you how. So we're going to go to the tab screen, and below options, I'm going to put listeners on tab press, prevent default. And then we want to route to a different page, so we want to add another stack screen, so we need to add router in here. But this doesn't exist, so camera only exists as like tabs / camera. So what we want to do is create another file for actual camera. So we're going to actually move all of this stuff into another duplicate route, new file, camera.tsx. We're going to change this one to return. Just clear everything out. Return null. Remove all of this stuff. And then we do need to define it in this other route. My bad. But then we want to do presentation modal. So what we're doing is, in this layout for this tab screen, instead of directing to a screen, we want to redirect that click and push it to the camera view, which is at the parent level and is this file. So let's try that. No route named camera exists in this child. And then here I need to change it to empty. There we go. I mean, I think that's pretty cool. So you go, and then you can exit out. So it's much cleaner look. And so to put the last piece on here, let's just dismiss when it's done uploading. So go back to camera, and then router.back if router exists. Okay, let's try one more time. gonna record. Okay, good. Let's post it. And there we go. And now we should have two rows in here. Nice. Okay, there we go. So we've already got our camera view in here. We're recording it and we're posting it to Supabase storage. And in the next video, we're going to actually grab those videos and display it on this home screen instead of just this JSON string that we already have out.